on me with another live stream. We got two people that we're going to be talking about today. It's going to be R. Kelly, the aftermath of R. Kelly, getting his guilty verdict. And then we're also going to be talking about Lil Boosie Badass. This guy's always find some way to get himself kicked off of another social media platform. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and figure out what's going on here on these streets. We're going to start off with R. Kelly, of course. A lot of things been going on with R. Kelly. He's going through a lot of issues, legal issues, and now he's got to go through all this now. And let me put in this picture screen so y'all can see what I'm seeing. And we're going to go through this first information here. Right here. Let me just pull it up. So now, R. Kelly, let's talk about R. Kelly's wife. This is what she said, R. Kelly's wife. I feel that my heart is in two places. She said that yesterday's verdict, my heart definitely goes out to the survivors and the courage that it took them to come forward to tell the story. But my heart breaks as my mother because this is now a legacy that my children will have to deal with and their children's children. Well, yeah, R. Kelly is a pretty popular person. Even now, he hasn't released an album in a long time, but he's his name. But now the children have to put up with what's going on right now, and they have to explain to them what the issue was. And R. Kelly's been doing this for a long time, but because he was such a big person, and Black women's voices were not really heard, that's why he was able to get away with this. He would be so bold to go over to some of these high schools in a truck, picking them up right off from high school, not even trying to hide it. So then Drea continues, at the end of the day, you cannot walk away from your bloodline. I have the ability to separate, distance myself from it. But his blood runs through my children's veins and it's part of their DNA, and they couldn't escape it even if they wanted to. So it's difficult for me to sit in that position. So even though R. Kelly was doing all of this stuff, having his own little house of hoes, he even had a wife still there by his side. So, it's a lot of things going on. And, of course, see, the wife came in and supported him. Even Bill Cosby, which, I don't know why he said something right now. He should be just trying to keep quiet, be happy that he got off. But they also noticed that he was also supporting R. Kelly to be defended after the star was found guilty in a sex trafficking trial. So, about Bill Cosby, how he was just put, cancel culture, Me Too movement. And the thing about Bill Cosby, his is a little different than R. Kelly. At least with Bill Cosby, this happened like 40, 50 years ago. 40, 50 years ago, all these women were groupies and they wanted to be with Bill Cosby because he was rich and famous. And they didn't think that it was any crime at that time, that what he was doing, that they were partying with drugs. But now that they're 67 years old and they weren't able to lock down a high volume man, and they run out of money and they see this Me Too movement. This is where they use an opportunity to go against Bill Cosby. It's like if somebody committed a crime, that same day I would be calling the police. If somebody went into my house and stole something from my house, I'll be calling the police right away. I wouldn't wait 50, 60 years later and say, I wonder, them stealing that, is this a crime? And that's what's going on right now. But R. Kelly is different. His scenario is different. He was just brazenly picking up underage women, keeping them locked up. This is a different case than Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby was all about partying and having sex. But R. Kelly is actual sexual abuse, locking these young women up underage, sometimes even paying family members, parents, so that he can go out with the daughter, and they would pay them for their silence. So his is different. R. Kelly, I consider him to be guilty compared to Bill Cosby, who I think it was a different era. They're all partying and having drugs, and they were all trying to have party. And and those women were of the age of consent too that were dealing with Bill Cosby. So I don't feel the same way as Bill Cosby. I believe Bill Cosby, he's innocent. Those women were just having a good time, and now they're just trying to find opportunity to fleece Bill Cosby. But in R. Kelly, I do feel he is guilty. Now Bill Cosby was saying that that the lawyers are not fighting hard enough in this case. The deck was stacked against him, and his constitutional rights were grossly abused. I don't know anywhere but in this country, in the U.S., that a documentary can bring criminal charges against someone. No one fought for him, and his attorneys didn't humanize him. So that's the representative for Bill Cosby. I don't know. Bill Cosby, I don't know why he really wants to support R. Kelly, because his is a different, his was forced. So I would just stay out of that if I was Bill Cosby. He also didn't have the resources and means. He should have acted from the court. He should have gotten better representation. This is a guy who made the song "I Believe I Can Fly." When there are rumors about young girls, the song played at every and in every church. He was doing music with Lady Gaga. Well, even though you got the best lawyers, there's some cases you can't get out of, especially with his. His is different. His, has so much information. The feds were watching him for decades. Bill Cosby, they weren't all doing all that. His was a different scenario. With R. Kelly, the feds are watching for decades, and when they're ready to bring charges on you, they are 95% conviction rate. So they knew that Bill Cosby, R. Kelly was doing all of this hostage taking and sex trafficking, and now they're trying to make it harder by making it sound like he was a criminal ring organization, so they can hit him with the man's law, the law that came from the 1910s. As the lead attorney points out, if you want more information, just shout out to the lead attorney who made it plain for us about what's really going on with R. Kelly, that even though he was guilty, they trumped up the charges to make it look like he was a criminal organization ring to make it harder. So I don't know, Bill Cosby, if I was him, I'd just keep quiet and just stay clear before they try and come after you. But look at this. R. Kelly, he plans on snitching everybody. Now that he's going to jail for a long time, he wants to make a deal with the courts, and he wants to snitch on everybody for a less sentence. So he says R. Kelly plans to snitch on multiple celebrity pedophiles as a rapper and a huge singer. Just when you thought R. Kelly's situation couldn't get any more bizarre, man, the spokesman R. Kelly told R&B singer he's hoping to work with the federal prosecutors. He said he got some names, some receipts that he can give, and then that'll go after them. So the insider, also known as R. Kelly for decades, explained to his team that working with the feds to reduce his prison sentence, he'll provide evidence against other celebrities. Whoa. So whoever that is, I guess I would watch out what's going on, but that's some crazy stuff going on. So now look at this R. Kelly. We're gonna go to R. Bird. I believe I can fly. Oh Lord. So he's gone on to Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook to throw the clearing. So here's another posting here. R. Kelly posted a message to his fans that he was found guilty on racketeering charges in trial federal Brooklyn court this week. To all my fans and supporters, I love you all and thank you all for your support. He wrote on his social media, today's verdict was disappointing, and I will continue to prove my innocence and fight for freedom. In exchange by being a snitch, that's how he's going to be able to get out of this. So now R. Kelly, he left this posting, and what he's going to do is exchange snitching for this. So R. Kelly will be sentenced in May and facing life in prison. He's already in his 50s, so life in prison, that'll take him to his 70s. So he's going to do whatever he can. He's going to sing like a bird and do whatever he can. I guess snitching, that's what happens. I guess they brought him some McDonald's on the table and told him, let's talk about these other people you have. So, they brought him some McDonald's and food probably to make him do some snitching. And, maybe that will reduce it down to just a couple. Of course, Mr. Kelly is disappointed. He anticipated this verdict because based on the evidence, why should he anticipate this verdict? So he thought he was going to get off. But even if he's off with the New York Brooklyn case, he still got Chicago. He still got 3 other states he's got to fight. So it's going to be hard for him. He's going to be getting different sentences from different states. I don't see how he's going to get off of this. So he said, you didn't see what we saw in the terms of discovery. You didn't see all the inconsistencies we said in our summation, that the government cherry-picked their version of what they thought would support the continuation of the narrative. Why would you expect this verdict to be given if all inconsistencies that we saw? Well, the jury's found 12 out of 14. You know, the jury, they made a decision right away. They already knew that he was guilty. It didn't take them much long for them to do the verdict plea of guilty. Well, that's the story for R. Kelly. This is the aftermath for R. Kelly. Is he planning on snitching to reduce his sentence? Now let's go over to Lil Boosie Badass. Yeah. I don't know what it is about this guy. This guy just can't stop getting out of getting banned from social media networks. He's getting kicked off of Instagram, and you know Instagram is closely related to Facebook, and Facebook is closely related to YouTube. So I don't know, this guy, the things that he says. No, he's coming for Miss Zuckerberg's wife. That's something you don't do. You attack the man's policies, his ideas, but you don't go after his family that have nothing to do with your crazy ass. So rapper Lil Boosie Badass had made this Instagram page. Well, he deleted it afterwards, just as his new movie My Struggle debuted, and Boosie is blaming the Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg for the removal of his page. Boosie is also known for his reckless manner. As you can see in Instagram, they kicked him out of Instagram and banned him for life. And you saw him, he was begging to try and back on. He was crying and all that kind of stuff. Oh, man. But this is not the way. If you want to get back on social media, the way is you don't make fun of the family. You got to talk to them and, tell them that you're going to change your ways and you're no longer going to make these remarks. But then this guy doubles down. He's going to go ahead. He goes after the wife of Mark Zuckerberg. And boy, he's making fun of her, calling the wife ugly and demanding that Boosie, and now, there's a backlash, cancel culture is coming after him and asking him to apologize for disgusting remarks. And y'all are going to see some of this remark that this guy that's been leaving on here. You're going to try and make fun of the richest man in one of these social medias. You already got kicked on Instagram. Now you're trying to double down on Facebook. You're going to be out of social media. They're going to cancel you. This is Boosie Badazz. He said, this motherfucker, Kim Jong-un. Oh. Well, Kim Jong-un is North Korea president. He does not look like Kim Jong-un, but he's taking shots. And then he said, he's making fun of her. What were you thinking? And then he's calling the family ugly ass, and y'all need some face surgery. And then look at him, and that's the one from Boosie Badazz. My Instagram was taken for nothing again. They must have found out a film that I'm promoting, and I'm continue to buy. Well, this film is probably going to receive a lot of backlash now that you came after Facebook. This is not something that you do. Oh man! And then he said, "How did your rich ass find something so fucking ugly? Y'all supposed to have some Baywatch for him." But that's what a lot of these rappers don't understand, that when you become rich and you become a high value man, you want to get a woman that brings a lot to the table. It's not all about these big butts and big boobs, because these big butts and big boobs are going to finesse their way into you getting married and finesse their ways to take them. They're only there for a couple of years. Well, in PJ Washington and Brittany Renner, she was only there just to get the baby and ran off with the bag. That's why a lot of these entertainers get into a lot of these problems, because they don't understand the science of mating. You see, Boosie Badass, all he's thinking about is a big booty and a smile, and look at where he's at. A lot of these entertainers get into a lot of trouble with their child support, because the people that they marry to, these are just clout chasers. It's not about the look. See, somebody like Zuckerberg, high value man with a lot of money, he's not gonna go and pick up these Instagram thoughts that's just gonna come in here, cause a lot of drama, go on Facebook and Instagram, try to expose everything on Mark Zuckerberg, and then just get a divorce so then they can run off with the bag with alimony and child support. See, Mark Zuckerberg understood the science of mating. He's gonna pick a lady that's gonna bring plenty to the table. As you can see, the wife is a physician. So she already brings her own money, her own bag, and she's really good at philanthropy and really building his business. That's the people that's not gonna cause craziness, and that's what he needs to understand. And I hope a lot of your brothers who become rich and famous, that's what you need to understand, that don't be like PJ Washington and just look for a big booty and a nice smile. And then you get finessed a year later for the next 18 years. These women are doing this big booty and smile. You got to vet these. You get a woman that's also bringing something to the table, bringing her own bag to the table. So that's what I can say of a little Boosie Badass. He keeps complaining that the wife is ugly, but he doesn't understand that it's not about looks. When you get to rich and famous, not about look. It's about getting a lady that brings something to the table, and it's not trying to cause no craziness. So here we go. T.I., who's having his own legal issue. He's trying to support little Boosie Badass. I don't know why, because he's got his own little issues going on. He should just stay quiet. So he's trying to say that T.I. he wants to defend Boosie Badass for his Instagram being deleted again, because he won't pay attention. And then he says, my Instagram was taken down for nothing, Lil Bootsy says. They must have found out a film that I was promoting. Well, they're going to do whatever they can. You come after their family and you come after the wife calling her ugly, they're going to do whatever they can to bring you down. You're talking about Facebook, one of the biggest social media platforms. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all know each other. They all talk to each other. They're playing you right now. They're playing with Lil Boosie Badass. They're going to make his movie go flop by making sure that he can't promote it anywhere. And then he's going to get cancel culture vultures to come after him. So you're barking up the wrong tree. You're going after something. And I don't know why T.I., he should just be quiet and stay out of this so that they don't come after him either. But again, anyways, guys, man, what do you think, man? Boosie Badass, T.I. trying to support him, and then R. Kelly, Bill Cosby trying to support him. These supporters should just be keep himself quiet before they get labeled and get destroyed by the cancel culture. Anyways, guys, waiting for new around me. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Bye-bye.